The train of dreams. The clock in Grand Central Station chimed 6 as the evening rush began to spill into the cavernous terminal. Julia clasped her leather bag tight and boarded the train bound for her apartment uptown, her mind heavy with the exhaustion of a day spent battling numbers and deadlines. The worn wooden seat beside the window offered a small reprieve as the city blurred by, lights flickering like stars responding to her fatigue. She closed her eyes, willing the rhythmic clatter of the train to lull her into calm. A sudden jolt and the muffled sounds of a crowded, bustling car pulled her from a half-dream. She had missed her stop. Panic prickled, but the late hour and the rare quiet of this particular car made her hesitate before standing. She looked around. The compartment was nearly empty except for a man sitting alone near the far end, cradling a guitar case as if it were the most precious thing in the world. Without thinking, she crossed the aisle and eased into the seat beside him. The subtle scent of cedar wood and old leather filled the small space between them. She tried to apologize for intruding, but the man gave her a soft smile, his eyes gleaming with a kindness that reassured her. "You're not lost, are you?" His voice was calm, with a lilt that suggested a story worth hearing. "I missed my stop," Julia admitted, cheeks flushing slightly. "Seems I was too tired to notice." He nodded, fingers tapping a silent rhythm on his guitar case. "Sometimes the universe nudges us, makes us slow down, take a different path. Maybe missing your stop is a sign." Julia chuckled, shaking her head. "I doubt it. Usually, it's just me being exhausted. But maybe you're right. Maybe there is something waiting for me on this ride." The man glanced at her, his eyes reflecting the fading light outside the window. "I'm Eli. I'm a musician, though not the kind who plays in big concert halls. I perform in smaller places, sometimes on streets where strangers stop to listen just for a moment. But music is more than performance to me. It's memory. It's life itself." Julia looked at him, curiosity overcoming the embarrassment of her earlier mishap. "I'm Julia. A life full of spreadsheets and city noise, so no music at all. I think I'm jealous." Eli smiled and slowly lifted his guitar from its case, cradling it as if it was a fragile heart. "Would you like to hear a story? Not just any story. A story that inspired the most beautiful melody I've ever written." A hesitant nod from Julia, her fingers intertwined tightly in her lap. He strummed gently, a soft chord that seemed to ripple through the air. "When I was young, my father had a tiny music shop in a small coastal town. He fixed old instruments and sold sheet music, but more than that, he collected stories. Every instrument that came to our shop carried whispers of a life, a romance, a tragedy even. I remember one winter day when a woman came in with a violin, old and worn. She was unlike anyone I'd met. Eyes like the stormy sea and a laugh that chased away the chill. The violin was a relic, apparently played by her grandmother, who lived a life full of secrets and love letters written in melodies. The woman came seeking help to repair it because she wanted to play a song her grandmother once wrote for her great love, a man who disappeared during the war. She believed, much like I do, that music keeps memories alive. Over days, I helped her tune the violin, learning bits of the grandmother's story from her. A romance born in wartime, promises carved in notes, and a hope that the song would reach him wherever he was. One evening, she played the piece for me in our shop. The melody was raw, full of longing and hope, a thread connecting the past's heartbreak to the present's yearning. It was beautiful beyond anything I had ever heard. I promised her I would take that music with me and share its story with the world, but in my own way." Julia's eyes glistened, drawn into the narrative like a moth to flame. Eli continued, "That piece became the foundation for a song I wrote years later, a song I play whenever I'm feeling the weight of loneliness. It reminds me that love, even when separated by distance or time, can live on in the smallest sounds." He began playing softly, unearthed from memory, a melody that seemed to echo every forgotten love, every heartbeat lost to time. The notes danced and swirled around Julia like a warm embrace, her breath caught in her chest, shadows of stories she never knew she craved. When Eli finished, the silence stretched between them, filled with emotions neither had expected to share with a stranger on a train. "I didn't expect to hear something like that on my way home," Julia confessed, voice trembling slightly. "Your story, it makes me wonder about the loves in my own life, the songs I've never dared to play." Eli nodded. "Sometimes, all we need is to listen, to the stories, to the music, to the people who cross our paths unexpectedly." The train began to slow, signaling the next stop. Julia's heart tightened with the thought of parting ways. Before she could rise, Eli slid a small folded piece of paper across the seat. "If you ever want to hear more stories, music or otherwise, come find me at the Little Cafe on 7th Street. My show is tomorrow night." She unfolded the note, seeing a simple address and a doodle of a guitar alongside a tiny heart. For a moment, the train stopped and they sat there quietly as the world outside held its breath. Then the doors clicked open. Julia stood, clutching the paper like a treasure. She smiled at Eli, a genuine smile that reached her eyes, lighting something dormant within her. "Thank you," she said softly. "For the story, for the music, for reminding me that some journeys are meant to be missed." Eli returned the smile, his eyes sparkling. "You're welcome. And remember, sometimes the wrong train takes you exactly where you're meant to be." As Julia stepped off the train, heart buoyed by newfound hope, she realized that the night wasn't just about missed stops or tired commutes. It was about connection, possibility, and the unexpected beauty found in the stories shared between strangers. That night, in her quiet apartment, Julia unfolded the paper again and traced the doodle with a finger. The melody from the train echoed softly in her mind, weaving into her dreams and promising new beginnings. The next evening, she walked through the doors of the Little Cafe on 7th Street, the scent of coffee and old wood greeting her like an old friend. Eli was there, guitar in hand, ready to share more tales and songs. The train of dreams arriving at the perfect station, where two lives began to intertwine like a familiar melody. Like and subscribe for more stories.